All right, and we are live. And yes, today is the big day. The jobs report for November has been released. And yes, there are some surprises and markets are reacting. So we'll take a look at this. Number one, what's in the job report? Why are markets reacting the way they do? And also, what's happening going forward? And also, we do have some earnings coming in. We have earnings from Ulta Beauty, from Lululemon, and also from Hewlett Packard. We got to keep an eye on Bitcoin and see what's happening there after Bitcoin topped 100,000 today. Can it stay up there or is it dropping back? And then what does Powell and the gang think about all of this? So as you can see, there's a lot going on. And with that said, welcome to Coffee with Markus and Mark. And today is Friday, December 6th. And in this show, we are going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. And Mark, wow, this morning we have a lot happening.
We do. It's been a week of jobs, and right now the S&P is trading at record highs. Look at that, approaching 61,000 today, getting up to 6099.97.
Yeah, and it would be 6,100 and not 61,000.
Yeah, what did I say? I said
61,000. I think. I mean,
I've been
who's
talking
counting?
about the Dow in 2 years.
Yeah, you get the idea. And so, I mean, today we have been talking about it all week. The jobs report came in and kind of surprising numbers.
I mean, this is where we see average hourly earnings tick up a little bit at 0.4, but this was also in line with expectations. Now, in theory, the Fed doesn't want to see average hourly earnings increase because it could be an issue with inflation. Non-farm employment numbers also higher. Now, this came in better than expected, a little bit of a surprise. And this is a good thing because as you have some issues in the job market. I mean, that's what the Fed started to pay attention to. They have a dual mandate to focus on policy that will help price stability, but also maximum employment. And this is looking pretty good. You also have the unemployment rate tick higher, though, at 4.2%.
Well, and this is surprising that the unemployment rate ticks higher. So let's take a look at some of the charts that CNBC is providing here for us, because that's where we actually see, okay, the monthly jobs creation is back where we want to see it. It is above 200,000. So 200,000 is kind of the line in the sand. Last month, we had a huge surprise. Only 36,000 jobs have been added. And this was due to the strike. I think we had a strike at Boeing. We had some other strikes going on. We had the hurricane sweeping through Florida. So it's good to see that we are back there. What's not good to see is, as you said, unemployment is ticking a little bit higher. And I mean, we see that the unemployment has been solidly below 4% for 2022, 2023. Oops, just lost it here. And now it is ticking up. So it started, I want to say, around June, July, when we saw the unemployment rate ticking up?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Here we see the wage growth. The wage growth, I think this is okay. But this might be something that gives Powell and the gang a little bit of a pause and say, oh, wait a minute, we don't want to see the unemployment ticking up because we know this. Inflation has been going down. And now we want to, and on the back of employment here. And Powell said he's okay with it, right? And we want to avoid that right now inflation starts ticking up and unemployment starts ticking up.
Exactly. And I mean, with all this considered, it seems like the Fed is, I mean, they should have some ideas of what might be happening and taking it all into consideration. Of course, they're looking at data points before they make their decision. But for the next meeting, the probability of a rate cut has increased. So it looks like investors and traders, based on what the Fed has said and also based on this report, it's pretty much a done deal that the Fed will cut rates, at least based on probabilities.
Yeah, and yesterday we had a 70-30 probability. Right now we have an 87% probability for a rate cut. And we're still 12 days away, so more incoming data. But this morning, I mean, this is why markets are higher this morning. Traders are kind of celebrating, okay, bad news in the jobs market and then also good news from the jobs market. So this is where maybe the Fed will keep lowering interest rates after Powell indicated this week that they're not in a hurry to do this.
Yeah, and next week the Fed does have CPI and PPI data to consider. So some inflation data coming up that they could factor into that decision. But I always thought that a quarter point was on the table and highly likely. Right now, it looks like that is it would be a surprise if they didn't, based on what we see probability wise, and also the data that can now be digested between today and the meeting.
Yeah, because after raising interest rates for a long, long, long time and keeping it at kind of historic high, not historic highs, but a very high level, the Fed so far has only cut interest rates twice. Once a half percentage point, once a quarter percentage point. So not a whole lot. And if we look at this here one more time, we see that also the current target rate is 4.5 to 4.75. And in order to go back to a neutral rate, it's considered to be more in the 2.5 to 3.0 range. I mean, and the neutral rate basically means that this is not hurting the economy and this is not helping the economy.
So we'll see what the Fed does.
Let's see what they do. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Looking here at the heat map this morning, we see that, all right, Tesla is moving higher. The Magnificent Seven are at it again. NVIDIA, the only one right now looking a little bit weak. But Broadcom. I mean, AVGO. I mean, they are just sneaking up there.
This is pretty interesting, Marcus, because normally when you see that there's some weakness there in NVIDIA, it's in semiconductors, right? But to see everything else green and NVIDIA down 1.3%, that's a little odd.
Yeah, maybe a little bit overhyped here. And looking at the largest American companies, talked about it yesterday. Apple gaining back the crown. And look at this, Broadcom now in the top 10. I mean, still below $1 trillion, but I mean, just heading up there towards the $1 trillion market cap.
Yeah, on its way.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. What else going on? Looking at our stock screeners here this morning, we do have a few gainers. And topping the list here this morning is Lululemon. Lululemon up 17.46% after reporting better than expected earnings.
Yeah, huge move. You see there, they had an earnings beat, a revenue beat. They also lifted, actually, I'm sorry. I think that they have inline holiday guidance or expectations. So I think that with no concerns there about what the expectations are, investors are liking what they had to say.
There's the sneeze I was telling you about in the beginning of the show. Okay. So then also Hewlett Packard up 9% this morning after reporting better than expected earnings.
Yeah, another earnings beat and a revenue beat there. And I didn't see, I didn't catch guidance on this one, Marcus. Did you?
No, I did not. But I mean, we see that right now it's up and away for Hewlett Packard. So it must be that the guidance is either in line with expectations or better than expected. And yeah. Third earnings play today. Ulta Beauty. Look at this, reporting earnings yesterday after the bell, and earnings coming in much better than expected.
Yeah, you can't make up this one. Sorry.
All right.
But hey, higher after an earnings beat there, and they lifted their full year guidance. So their guidance helping.
Yeah, so this morning they were massively up, scratching here 450. Right now, pulling back a little bit, but I mean, still up. What do we have? 8.3% for the day. So let's see what is happening here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulling back a little bit today, but I mean yesterday blasting through 100,000. Then I mean look at this yesterday dropping down to 92,000. I mean that's a pretty big move yesterday, and right now attacking the 100,000 level again. Currently trading at 99,400 and trading at session highs.
Yeah, trying to figure out, can it extend this huge rally that we've seen since the election? And 100,000 milestone is huge. Well, we'll see if there's more legs to this.
We'll see, because the 100,000 has acted as resistance. So will it now act as support? That is the question, and we'll know more next week when we have a few more trading days under our belt. All right, let's hop over and talk about our positions. And
Wait,
today,
Marcus, hold on. We have to talk about Roaring Kitty. Did you see that he made another post?
no, I did not.
He did make another post, but this is interesting because it created some volatility. But is his influence over? If you look at GME, GME popped a little bit after this cryptic message, but then pulling back, and not quite the movement that we've seen in the past when he posts something. I don't know if you could pull it up or not, but I just sent you the image. He posted, it was a computer, and it's like a Time magazine cover that says Time. It's a computer, and there's a video with the video stopped at 1 minute 9 seconds. The video is coincidentally 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 420 long. But yeah, what the heck does this mean? Although this time, there you go.
All right.
There, he's trying to do something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting because you mentioned GME, GameStop, but I mean, recently he said that he has moved on from GameStop, and he actually moved over to Chewy, CHWY.
Yeah,
So let's see. Even Chewy this morning not reacting to this news here. So we see that
not like
Chewy
last time.
actually only up 1%. So the question is, what is his next big move? And I mean, this very cryptic tweet that we are seeing here, not necessarily telling us what he has in mind.
No, and AMC popped, but now AMC's down too. AMC, they actually, there was a filing that they are selling 50 million shares of stock, so that's going to dilute the number of outstanding shares, and taking a hit today because of that. So there's a little bit of a pop, but no follow through. And I thought that was worth bringing up, because in the past, something out of the blue from Roaring Kitty just sends a few stocks going
Yeah,
crazy.
and I really think that he might be losing his touch here, and also his following, because when he announced that he is back all in GameStop, I mean, this is where we saw this craziness going on, where GameStop basically from what, $10 soared to above $60. But then we also see quickly retracing, one more attempt getting close to $50, and now has been diddling around here between $20 and $30. So, I mean, what we have seen here in the past, if we go back to a weekly chart, and if you look at what happened here during the pandemic in the beginning of 2021, nothing like this. And then also when he announced that he got into Chewy and basically abandoned GameStop, we had this quick flash up here, and this where it was taken from what, 28 to 40, and after this trading right back. So I don't know if his followers think that he might have sold out when he said, I'm moving on from GameStop, because GameStop was also kind of like the rebellion, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see.
Anyhow. All right, let's see. So what's happening? WTF analyzer, win the fear. We finally have a signal again, and this time it is Old Dominion Freight Line. Gave us a signal here this morning. I took it. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I took this one, and I had a nice fill there at the open at 204.77.
Right now trading at 205.56, so slightly up, and this came after the dividend drop that we have seen here. Looks like it's bouncing off the 200-day moving average, so we see it was in a nice up move, and then we had a little bit of fear here, where it moved down from 228 to 202. So that's a solid 10% drop that we saw here, and this is where we got a signal, and we entered it this morning. So let's see. So far, so good. We are up for the day, and let's see where this one ends.
Yeah.
All right. Hopping over to the wheel analyzer, and there we have CSIQ. And CSIQ today bouncing back after yesterday reporting earnings. And we talked about it yesterday. For me, it's important where CSIQ will be at the end of the day today. If we can close above 12, then it seems that the 12 level here holds as support. If we are closing below 12, we might be diddling between 11 and 12 for a few days before breaking out. But this morning, we were trading at as high as 12.25 already. Right now, pulling back a little bit, but still trading at 11.93, up 4% for the day.
Yeah, I think this is very promising to hold around 12 after earnings that weren't great. I think it just shows that some of the weakness concern was already priced in, and this is a good reaction in my opinion, based on the alternative.
So this works out. All right, oil and gas stocks today being down again after crude oil is being down today. BP, one of the positions that you have, down 1.5% today, just trying to find some support here.
Yeah, energy stocks taking a bit of a hit, so it's really just kind of across the board, unfortunately. But that is what's going on, and you could see that block of red there on the heat map.
So energy slightly down today, and this were also, if we go back to our other positions, HAL today also trading a little bit lower today, down 2.85%. I mean, HAL has been doing so well, and we came close to actually being able to sell calls again. I mean, my break even at 31.79 here, and we have been trading at this last week. This week, a little bit of a slide here. So being down, where are we right now for the week? I think for the week we're down, let's just see, like 8%. So energy definitely taking a hit here.
Yeah.
KSS today moving higher again, and this is where I have a position in KSS. Mark, you're not in KSS, and I flew a rescue mission at 15, got partial assignment, so I sold some more puts yesterday when I had an opportunity, because I want to lower my cost basis here, which currently is at 1985, and my goal is to lower the cost basis to 1880. Let's see. I mean, right now, doesn't seem that I get assigned, and this is actually too bad because next week we have a dividend coming up, and with the dividend, I would be able to get what is it? Like it's a $1.60, I believe, the dividend.
The dividend for Kohl's?
Yeah.
50 cents.
Oh, 50 cents. Okay, yeah. I was off. What I was looking. Oh, I was looking at UPS this morning. We'll talk about this in a moment. Yeah, UPS. That's what I had in mind. Okay. Anyhow, right. So we will see. If my puts expire worthless today, I will attempt to sell more puts tomorrow. However, if Kohl's right now tries to bounce back and has a V-shaped recovery, I'm okay with this, but I'm also okay with playing this for a little bit because right now I have received more than $20,000 in premium so far on this one, and this is, of course, a very good start. So Kohl's has been working out for me, even though right now trading below the entry price. So we'll see what happens here.
Hanging in there.
Merck, hanging up above here. We talked about it that Merck basically needs to break through this 103 level, and sure enough, it did it yesterday and holding above 103. So this previously acted as resistance. Now, that's what I'm hoping for, that it acts as support. Right now at 114.17, 70, my break even. Cost base is at 120. So time for Merck to make a move and go back up there.
Love it. Keep
All right.
going.
UPS, come on, little buddy. Are you kidding me? I mean, we received yesterday, it appeared this morning in our account. So $1.63, lowering my break even further to 131.64. But again, UPS hasn't really participated this week in the overall market rally. In fact, down this week and down today 0.8%.
Yeah, this isn't what I wanted to see. It looked like we had some nice support holding up in a range there, and now we're testing another support level. So, I mean, this one does trade in nice ranges, but a little frustrating that it didn't make another move up towards those highs. Hopefully, there will be some better than expected retail numbers, which lead to shipping and fulfillment that help with UPS. So, I mean, that would be great if we have a strong December and people spending money and shipping and logistics helping things out.
Yeah. Well, see, and I'm open to flying a rescue mission here. I mean, again, my break even is already at 131.64.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we fly a rescue mission somewhere at around the 124 level, I mean, this would push our break even pretty much down towards this level here. So, let's see what's happening here. So, on the one hand, of course, we want to see UPS moving higher. On the other hand, I'm not too mad that we are moving lower because it provides us with an opportunity to potentially fly another rescue mission.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
All right. And then yesterday, you entered a trade. I'm not in this one, and that is ON. ON Semiconductors. And you see, I have the, the big block up there has been trading sideways in a range. You have been trading ON a few times already.
Yeah, I like ON or on semiconductor as a candidate for the wheel. I've sold puts a couple of times and real nice ranges. Looks to have some nice support there, holding up nicely. I sold the 64 put expiring today. Right now, that's pretty much worthless, but I'll let it expire and maybe take a look on Monday.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What else is happening? Oh my gosh, we have our holiday fun, our holiday calendar. And the
Yes.
25 days of Christmas. Today, we open another door and we have the favorite recipe. And we see if you're participating in this, thanks for sharing all of the recipes in the group here. So we have Stefan showing how to make a Santa face plant cake. We have something from Vera. We have some from Lisa.
Ooh.
Look at this. There's a recipe from Michael. We do have. Look at this. Oh, peppermint bark. We don't have a picture here, but I love peppermint bark from Marlene. So anyhow, if you're interested in participating in this, I put a link in the description. It's rockwelltrading.com/holiday. And I know that we now have almost 700 people in this group participating. Yesterday, we gave away $5 mugs. The day before, share your favorite Christmas movie. We've been talking about stuff like this, and then also gave away a free copy, free the audiobook copy of the Financial Fraudsters audiobook. So we still have a lot of days to go, another 19 days to go. So you don't want to miss it. Just in the description, you see it, rockwelltrading.com/holiday. All right. Well, yesterday we got so busy talking about Switzerland. I was sharing some pictures that we didn't have a dad joke. And we appreciate you letting us know where's the dad joke. So apparently you like the dad joke. So we got one for you today. Or do we, Mark?
Well, kind of, Marcus. I was going to tell a yoga joke, but I decided not to because it was a bit of a stretch.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I can see this. All right. Now I'm going a little bit here with the Christmas holiday theme. What if the Rudolph with the red nose said to his wife after looking at the sky,
What?
"I think it's gonna rain, dear."
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha.
Come on, come on, come on. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, let's go back and see what's happening in the markets right now. We see after the initial excitement about the numbers in the jobs report, the excitement is fizzling a little bit. And yes, this morning we hit 6,100. So in the S&P, we were trading as high as today. No, look at this. 6,099.97. So really couldn't break through 6,100 this morning. Right now, trading below 6090 at 6086. So trading here, not at session lows, but after this initial excitement, definitely pulling back. Nasdaq still holding in there. Dow right now plummeting a little bit, but so is the VIX. I mean, the VIX, the fear index, as we can see right now, attacking the 13 level, and it's trading at levels that we haven't seen since summer this year. I mean, we have been trading as low, since July, basically.
Yeah, not a lot of volatility, and we'll see if those highs hold up in S&P and Nasdaq. And just for clarification, once again, the S&P at 6,100, not 61,000. But it got this close, not quite getting through that level yet.
Yeah. Anyhow, so as you can see, lots going on in the markets. And today, last day of the week. So we do have a weekend. Hope that you're enjoying the weekend. If you enjoyed this week's show, give us a like. We really appreciate it. If you find that this information worth sharing, there's a share button somewhere here. Please share the show. Let us know who told the better dad joke today after the show. Leave a comment and participate in the holiday fun, rockwelltrading.com/holiday. With that said, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.
Happy trading, everybody.